You're listening to the Junto Podcast, a podcast about leadership, faith, community, and pretty much anything else that you want to talk about. Visit us at www.juntopodcast.com. That's JUNTO podcast.com. Thanks for stopping by and enjoy the show.
Are you stuck in intention mode and can't get past that stage?
Do you have trouble getting what's in your mind and turning that into an action?
That's right. Well, we're going to talk about some steps today that might just help you with that.
That's it. You know, it's called proactive, being proactive, or maybe not even being proactive. It's, I think, something we all deal with, something we've recently had a conversation about, and that is just how do we get what we know we need to do, the things that we, our everyday lives, maybe we want to progress and maybe take things to the next level, but we can't exactly do it because we don't know how to get what's a thought or what's in our mind into an actual feasible course of action. And so, Heather, what do you think about that?
Yeah, this is for me and, well, you, all of us.
You're right, exactly.
The execution part is the hard part. The actually doing what you intend to do or what you know you need to do. That's the hard part.
That's right.
I think we all know our priorities, or at least we've in our mind kind of labeled things. Okay, this is most important, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But how do we start actually prioritizing and putting into action that prioritization?
And it's really hard. And so with that, we're going to jump right in. Thank you guys for joining us on the Junto Podcast. That's right, the Together Podcast. And Heather, what you said is so true, so valid. It's like, how can we actually turn what we think, what we maybe have set a goal to do, how do we actually turn that into an action and create a plan that's going to help us get there?
Right. I mean, I know that I feel like most people know what they need to do, right? I feel like we have lists. We've done the thing like, okay, what are your priorities? Let me think. Let me write them down. Let me think of them in my mind. But actually taking the first step to put them in order and functionally, practically living that out.
Yeah.
That's the harder part.
Oh, man, it's absolutely the hard part. And, you know, one of the things that we talked about, and I think it's probably could be the case for a lot of people just because of the way we are in our current culture, is that we are so overwhelmed. You know, if you look at the average person, especially the average person with kids, you know, they might have more than one job, depending on if they're, you know, we have multiple streams of income. And so for us, we talk about, well, my gosh, it's almost out of necessity that we are, you know, that we have to focus on different things. And I know I'm trying to formulate how to best say that in words, but I think it's by sheer necessity that we are forced to focus on so many different things. And because of that, we get overwhelmed. We might not know how to amplify things or take it to the next level because we're so overwhelmed with just the menial tasks that come along with our lives.
Yeah.
Definitely. And they're not menial, but you know what I'm saying.
Right, just the things that come along. I also think that in this day and age, there are so many options of things that you need to do or should be doing.
Oh, there it is.
So sometimes we get ourselves wrapped up in things on our own accord, and sometimes God leads us to those things. And like I said, the initial step of prioritizing and listing those out, what's important, what is, like, I've got to do it. What do I have to do right now? What's urgent?
What's urgent? That's it.
Those things. I think we can take the time to do those and list them out. But like you said, every time is just going by, and you think of a day and all the things that you do in a day.
It's a lot.
If you were to take those and list them out, there's a lot of things, you know, with your day job, kids, you know, if you've got kids, all the different things, different organizations you're a part of, things that you're supporting and you feel like, you know, you need to give more to. So definitely, I I feel ya. We're there.
We're there.
We're in
And
overwhelmed status right now.
What's crazy though is, as you're saying that, all of these things are not bad things. They're good things. That's
They're
what
good
makes it.
things.
And we've had a similar conversation, I know, on a previous episode, just about the things that we're overwhelmed with. They're not bad things,
Right.
but so we want to focus on a plan of action.
Plan of action.
And so if you're like us, if you're overwhelmed, if you are doing a million things, maybe your life is high demand, or maybe it's just a combination of things with work, raising kids. You want them to be good people too, so you're putting them in sports. You're trying to create well-rounded individuals, and all of that takes time and energy. And so how can we move from a state of apathy, not empathy, but a state of apathy? And maybe it's not apathy. Maybe it's just we don't know how to get to the next level.
I call it being paralyzed, because like, okay,
It is. That's a
I need
great
to
way
do
to describe it.
this, and this for different things. Where do I start? Which one do I focus on right now? Which one do I start on right now? Like, it's picking and doing something for that specific, whatever that looks like, different for everybody.
And that is a great way to describe it. It's almost like what I would call, life paralysis, just like you said, because you just get stuck and you don't know how to move. And here's the thing, you got to rest in between all the stuff you're doing too.
Somehow,
So
right,
it's like, oh my gosh, how do I really, so super challenging.
And everything takes longer than you think it's going to take.
Oh, that's a whole nother
just
conversation.
doing anything.
Yeah, Lord.
So when you decide on the thing that you're going to do, okay, how long is this actually going to take? How much of my time, how much of my energy is it actually going to take?
More than you think.
Everything takes forever, because you start doing something, you're like, oh, well, I've got to do this first before I can do that. Yada, yada, so on and so on.
So you literally have to think like that. That's how my brain works. So I'm very like when I do something or I say I'm going to do something, or I'm thinking about time, I think about every little thing along the way, and I try to. And it's very hard to do. But you're right; things
It's
take way
overwhelming.
longer. That really brings me to my point, or to what we're talking about today. It's because of that awareness that you really do have to be proactive. Like, you have
Yeah.
to be aware.
Yeah.
You have to be self-aware. You have to be time aware. You have to understand how long things are going to take. And so it just leads, I think the result to being overwhelmed, or maybe not knowing how to be proactive, is that paralyzed
Exactly.
state. So
Yeah. 24 hours is not a lot of time.
it's really
In a day.
not.
I need more hours in a day, please.
Well, you think
Somehow.
of 24 hours, I'm thinking, my God, my life is halfway over. Like, it's like the years we have
Stop.
is not a lot of time. You're
I
thinking in hours, I'm like, my God,
I
these years
know.
are flying by like seconds. That's not a lot of time. And so really, guys, in the short span of life that we do have, it's like, we got to be effective,
Yeah.
dog.
Yeah, I saw something the other day. I don't know if it's a movie or a meme, or I have no idea. It said the days are long, but the weeks, months, and years are short.
My God,
Meaning, it may seem like you have all
Right.
this time.
that's
It's
true.
like, it's today. What do I need to get done today? It's fine. I've got tomorrow.
Yeah.
But then here we are, a week after, 2 weeks, months, years, and you're like, still haven't done this thing.
Yeah, it's super
Time is
tough,
so
man.
weird. Time is weird.
Time is weird.
Okay, let's get into this.
Yes.
Let's get into the help.
Here comes some help, guys. And so
Yeah.
with the help of a I can honestly say this is the first time I've ever used AI on the podcast. Now, I use ChatGPT in the real world. Meal plans, or maybe drafting an email, or maybe wording something differently. I use ChatGPT, but I've never really gone to ChatGPT for a topic on the podcast. But this was so solid, this was so practical, that I thought, man, I really want to use this. And so with that, with the help of AI and ChatGPT, we're going to give you
crazy.
Yeah.
Because we've talked about AI in the past, and how it's just, I don't understand all the things.
Yeah, it's
But
wild. It is.
To me, I feel like, okay, this is a collection. AI is a ginormous collection of all the information, right?
Well, specifically like ChatGPT, absolutely. That's essentially what it is. I went to a conference
That's what
last year, and this whole breakout session was based on AI, and basically that's what it said. The guy speaking said, think if you had access to every book, every encyclopedia. That's what we had growing up. We'd have to,
Flip the
go
pages.
through the encyclopedia and pray to God they had what we were looking for. But essentially, that's what this Chat GPT is. It has all of that information, which is so amazing and so scary at the same time.
Yes.
Like, it's like unbelievable. It's a great, great resource, but at the same time, it's like, are we going to get dumber because we don't have to think for
Yes.
ourselves? All we have to do is ask something. And so, listen, I always say, I take this approach with this that I take with anything. Get the good out of it, use it for good, but don't over abuse
away the
something.
bad.
Yeah.
Neglect the bad, whatever. Throw out the bad.
Yeah. So tell us what we got. And let me tell you, before you get into that, basically what I asked ChatGPT. I think I typed in something to this effect. I don't remember at this point, and I deleted what my initial question was, but it said something. How can we become more proactive and get what's in our minds into action? Something along those lines. And so
Gotcha.
what we're going to be reading are 6 things that ChatGPT gave us. I think they're solid, guys. And as always, we bring everything back into the lens of faith. But with that, this stuff is solid. So
Nice.
go for it.
So, becoming a more proactive person of action is about training your mindset,
Training your
habits,
mindset.
and systems to consistently move from intention to execution.
I love that.
Especially before circumstances force your hand. You're like, okay, I'm in a situation. Now I've got to really. Here's a direct framework you can use to become that kind of person. All right.
Direct framework.
direct
Come on. I love
framework.
this.
Thank you.
Give us some things.
GPT.
Right. Y'all, and by the way, I'm trying to get Heather to use this. She doesn't she doesn't use it. I said, as a teacher, girl, man, not even to do the thinking for you, just to help organize things, if nothing else. So, yeah.
Yeah, appreciate that.
Yeah. Here we go.
Number 1, shift your identity.
Love this.
This is what you're to think in your mind. I am someone who takes initiative. Your actions will follow the story you tell yourself. Stop waiting for motivation. Start identifying as a person who moves first, solves problems early, and takes ownership.
Man, I love this. Shift your identity. The Bible says that we're a new creation, that our minds are transformed. And so this really is a spiritual concept to me. Shift your identity. And so I love this. What we tell ourselves becomes our reality. And so the fact that this starts off by saying, that we have to tell ourselves, okay, I am someone who takes initiative.
I think also, you could turn these into a prayer,
Oh, for sure.
asking God, help me to take more initiative.
Ah,
help me to
love
take
it.
action. So think of these in that way of not our own strength of okay, we're gonna make ourselves be more proactive and
Right.
take action. No, Father, help us to put in
Please,
place
yes.
these systems and processes.
That's right.
Give us your mind to use these tools because everything's is from you.
Amen.
Or made in your image. Help us to utilize these resources.
I love that. And
Right.
so to go on, it says, say to yourself daily, I take action quickly and consistently. And then it goes on to say, catch and reframe your thoughts. This is a biblical spiritual concept to me.
Yeah,
it says
retraining the mind.
reframing your thoughts. And basically what that means is if something negative or something bad comes into your mind, you immediately have to reframe and replace that with a spiritual, godly thought. And so basically that's what this is saying. Catch and reframe your thoughts, instead of saying, I'll wait and see, say something like, what can I start now?
That's good.
You know what I mean?
I need that in my life because I like to plan things out before I do things. I don't know. I don't feel comfortable not knowing my next step and taking a step before not knowing. So this takes faith. First of all, for sure, just to okay, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna do it.
100%.
Lord, if go before me,
Amen.
and then taking that step, that's hard. I don't know. That's hard for me.
No, it's super hard. That's why I mean, that's why this is an actual action plan.
Yeah.
It's
And there I
because
sit with intentions that never
intentions
come
that
to
never
fruition.
happen, man.
Yes.
You know, thoughts about a business. Maybe God has given you an amazing idea, but you're scared or you don't even know how to
First
take
step.
this thing from a thought
Yeah.
to an actual plan or a
Right.
course of action. And so that's why this is very important. And so
Good.
I love this. Number 2, it says this: start every day with a proactive block. And that's a block of time. Listen to this. Create a 30 to 60 minute window at the start of your day for action. No emails, no reacting, just you focused on one meaningful task you choose. Now, I love that.
That's awesome. And it doesn't say get on your phone and check Facebook and see your notifications and before you even get out of the bed.
Well, and to take
Right.
it back to that whole spiritual thing, you were talking about, well, what would you focus on? I said, well, honestly, that first block needs to be dedicated to the Lord. You start your day in the Word, and I believe that's
Right.
going to give clarity and wisdom to all of the other things.
Exactly.
And so
it sets all that in motion.
That's
It
exactly
starts at
right.
Prayer and time with the Lord for sure.
I do. And it has some other questions, though. And I love this. This is something that speaks to me. Listen to this. It says, ask, what's the one thing I can do today that moves the needle? And what I love about that, moving the needle is not the end goal. It's not finishing the whole thing. So
Yeah.
if I know that I just need to move that needle a little bit, I don't feel
Something.
so overwhelmed.
Right.
Right?
Right.
Because it's what can I do that's maybe small that's just going to take this thing in the right direction? What's going to move that needle a little bit? And then it says use a priority action list, not a to-do list, but focus on impact and not volume. And so
Wow, that's good. That makes me think of, you don't eat the elephant all at once. You take
One bite at a time.
Why is
That's
it an
it.
elephant? Why do they say eat the elephant?
well,
But-
because
they're huge.
eating an elephant seems impossible.
Right,
But if
right.
you do it one
bit at a
bite at a time, it can be done, right? Now, who
Yeah.
wants to do
Yeah.
that? But anyway.
Let's think about eating a giant cheeseburger. Eat it one bite at a time.
That's exactly right. Like one of those
No,
competition-sized
yes.
cheeseburgers.
I love that because I feel like this is where the paralyzation comes into play because everything seems way too big. So I'm just not going to start anywhere. I'm not going to do anything because I can't finish that. I can't possibly put my time into finishing that.
Right.
Right. You can't finish it all at once, but I'm talking to myself here.
I think we
all
both
these
are.
things. I'm so talking to myself.
Yeah, yeah.
I needed this little what did it say? Little tasks that are moving the needle,
Moving the needle
just
and
moving
and
it closer.
You know the goal. And it's just like moving that needle one step closer.
Yeah.
And so that's what I need, in my life, because we can easily get overwhelmed. We can get flustered. If you deal with anxiety when you're starting to think
Yeah.
and get overwhelmed, that's going to increase your anxiety levels. And so everything is just connected. We always say
It
everything
is.
is
Everything is
connected, guys.
connected.
Mind, body, and spirit.
Yeah.
It's a very real thing. So
I have a Latin phrase that I've learned from my teaching.
Tell us about that
kids
Latin
teaching
phrase,
Miss
yeah.
Chris. So, multa non multum. It means much, not many.
I like that.
And that concept is that you focus on going deep with a few things
right.
instead of surface level many things.
That's right.
So
That's
for
right.
this, to bring it back to this, focus on those small things, do them well, start on it. Mm-hmm. Don't try to do 10 million little things because then you're all over the place,
That's right.
right? So much, not many.
I like that. Multa non what? Multum?
Multa, non
Multum.
multum.
Got
Much,
it.
not many.
Like it.
So in this case, you're not trying to do all the things at the same time. You're doing quality, priority things and doing them well.
Well, and that's what I want to do. We had a discussion the other day. It's like I felt bad because I just didn't feel as organized as I needed to be at work. Mm-hmm. Like unintentionally, I have like missed a meeting or something.
Yeah.
I'm sure everybody's done this. And even though it's on the calendar, you forget to look at the calendar. And
Right.
so this is one place where I really want to amplify things in my own life. And so that's why this came to bear the way it did, is that I'm trying to elevate and learn right along with you guys. And so I really like what we've been talking about so far. And give us that number 3, Heather.
Good.
We're going to try to get through all 6 of these.
Use the 3A rule for action. Every time something comes up, task, problem, goal, run it through. So here's the 3A's.
Here's the 3 A's.
Act. Can I do it now in under 2 minutes?
Wow.
Assign. If not now, when exactly?
Okay.
Advance. Take a small step immediately.
Immediately.
So act is something you can do in under 2 minutes. Okay. Assign is something that you can't do now, but decide when you can do it.
And stick to that.
Stick
yeah.
to it. And then advance is taking a small step immediately. Like I'm advancing right now. I'm going to do it
Wow.
right now.
That's awesome.
Yeah. 3A rule.
I like that. 3
Every
A's.
time a task, problem, goal, run it through.
The 3A
I
rule.
think I use it sometimes. This the
Not
act-
knowing now that you've seen
not
it.
knowing, but
You're
can
right.
I do it now in under 2 minutes? So I look at my phone calendar every day, and so I have
You're
a list of
organized
some
in that way
things.
for sure.
Well, I don't always do them. Sometimes I have to move them to the next day, but I try to keep them. I just move them down if I can't get them. But I'm like, okay, which of these things can I do in like super quick? Like
Mm-hmm.
something I can get done and it's off my calendar, so I don't have to deal with it anymore.
Wow.
I don't always. But,
Yeah.
but,
Well, that's
you
cool
know,
though. At least you've got
Stuff-
a system going. And so
Ish.
I know it's hard. I struggle with systems just because
Yeah.
I don't know. Personality types deal with things differently.
Right.
And so for me, organizational tools have never been. So I'm still trying to find, as old as I am, I'm still trying to find what really works for me
Yeah.
in terms of staying organized, staying on top of things. Most of the time, if it's important, I'll just put it in my head. And of course,
Which is crazy.
which is nuts because that leaves room
Yeah.
for error. Most of the
Well-
time, I'm right. Like with deadlines, if I know it's important, it's in my head. That date's not going
a
anywhere.
big-
But
bigger thing,
it is
bigger
a human
picture.
brain. It's faulty. You know what I mean?
So is.
So
No,
yeah.
because you are more of a big picture vision person. So I think those big priority things, you do have them in here. It's the small detail
Yeah.
things along the way.
Yeah,
probably
for
is
sure.
What you're talking about for
Yes.
organization.
Yes.
But yeah, man, I think we're opposite on that.
We are
Kinda makes
100.
it work.
We are way opposite on that. Trust me.
All right, number 4.
Number 4. All right.
Yeah, make momentum your default.
I love that, dude. Make momentum your default.
So proactive people don't wait for the perfect plan. They take imperfect action and adjust.
Wow.
Monitor and adjust. I learned that, years ago. Follow the 80-20 rule. Get 80% clarity,
Then act. I love
There's
that.
a lot of 80-20 rules out
Yeah.
there.
Yeah. There are.
Build a bias for starting, not finishing perfectly.
Wow. Wow.
Like I said earlier, not knowing the plan, not knowing exactly how to get there and the steps, it leaves me paralyzed.
Mm-hmm.
And that keeps me from starting something at all.
Right.
So this is saying basically start it.
I think this is saying to get it
Monitor and
started,
adjust,
monitor and adjust, and still working towards the goal, and knowing that it might not be perfect, but at least you started.
At least you
and
made
you
that,
did
take
something.
an action, and you could say, "Hey, I'm trying. Let's fix it. Let's." That's like with our school, with Victory Classical right now. We say all the time, we're work in progress. We've come so far. This is our 3rd year.
Yeah.
I mean, from the first year, we've if you could look at it and see how far we've come from.
Oh,
that.
it's unreal.
It's big,
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
But to
I know.
us, sometimes who are in it, it's like, oh yeah, we're still working, changing, monitor, and adjust.
That's
whatever.
right.
But I think this keeps so many people from doing
Oh, there's
anything.
there's no doubt about it. And
Yeah.
this next one too, man, this is where I think we can really struggle.
Mm-hmm.
And because if you're anything like us, we're pretty private. But number 5 says lock in accountability. People of action stay on track by involving others. Share
Sure.
your goal weekly with a friend or mentor. set a deadline and consequence. So it's saying to set up a system. If you set a goal and you meet it, you get a reward. If not, you penalize yourself. And the last little bullet point says use tools like a habit tracker or calendar to visually show progress. So I know for a lot of us, having that visual and seeing, wow, look how far I've come. But accountability, a big deal.
Oh, yeah. If I know
Man.
that somebody's waiting on me for something, I'm definitely going to put more priority on it than if it's something that I'm just like, I need to do this. Or and nobody knows I need to do it, but I know I need to do it.
Right.
I'm definitely going to do the thing that's involving more people.
Yeah.
I'm going to get that done before anything else. So accountability, yeah.
But there's an accountability aspect too, is that, most of the time we don't want to involve other people in what, like, I don't like going to people and say, hey, look, man, I'm really working on losing 20 pounds. I just need you to check in with me. Or, what I mean? That's when I think about accountability. Sometimes I'm like, I don't like involving others. You know what I mean? Like, I'm looking at it from that standpoint. And this is why I struggle with it. It's because, and most of us want to struggle, but we want that struggle to be private. You know what I mean?
Most.
I don't know. But do we need accountability?
People, I don't know.
Do we need accountability?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes. I think we should be more like that, more in community with those struggles. I think that's definitely a goal.
100%. 100%.
So we'll work on that.
We'll work. Yes, we'll work. And listen, if you're out there and listening and you want to be accountability partners with us, I'd love that. So holler at us, shoot me an email, say, hey, let's be accountability partners because I need you.
I think it's different. Like if someone, like if it's what is it? Like a codependent situation. Like I keep you accountable for this, you keep me accountable for that. Or it could be the same thing, could be totally different. But I think that you'd feel better about it if the other person is like, hey, you keep me accountable too.
Yeah.
Because it's more of a partnership.
That's exactly right. Like we're both working on things and we're, so definitely. I love that.
Definitely. We all got stuff.
We all got stuff, man. We all got stuff.
Number 6, and this is the last one.
Last one, guys.
Review weekly. Adjust. Don't judge.
Ooh, I love this. Be kind to yourself too. Amen.
Set aside time each week to reflect. What did I initiate this week? Where did I react instead of lead?
Oh, instead of lead.
What can I systemize or schedule better?
I love that. Review weekly. Adjust, don't judge. And so just a quick recap. Shift your identity. Start every day with a proactive block. Use the 3A rule. Make momentum your default. Lock in accountability. And then review, adjust, don't judge. And so 6 things to move you from a state of being less proactive into a person of action. Come on.
Wow.
What do you think, Heather?
Yeah, I need this. I'm going to go back and keep reviewing and going over this. Now, it also gave us a sample morning routine.
Tell
for
us
the
about that real quick.
Focus. Now, of course, we would tweak a little bit and add in the prayer and time with God as first. But here it says 6:30 a.m. And these times are different for everybody.
They're going to be different for everybody.
To when you got to be at work or
That's
whatever.
Right.
6:30 a.m. Wake and light movement. 7 a.m. 10-minute journaling. Intentions plus 3 priorities. 7:15 a.m. 30-minute proactive work block. 7:45 a.m. shower, prep for the day, and 8 a.m. begin your regular workday. Now, all these things would, be different for everyone, of course, especially the times. And first thing is prayer, time with God, of course.
100%, yeah.
Because that just starts the whole day.
Oh, man, that's exactly
and
right.
end the day the same.
For sure.
So
Well,
I think that gives a good, it'll make you start thinking about, what does that look like for me?
Well, and absolutely. And I love that, like we said, this particular schedule is going to look different for everybody depending on your job, but you can adjust that and say, hey, you know what? I do need to wake up and do that block. I need to give God some time. I need to give myself some time because if we're going to level up, guys, and when I say level up for our families, level up for ourselves. Maybe it's a specific goal that you want to level up for, a business, a dream. Maybe you're stepping out in faith. You know what? Very few people are relatively speaking, in comparison to how many people there are, relatively few just get it handed to them. I mean, most people do have to work for it. And so in order to level up and do the things that we want to do, it's going to take some steps and some action. And so these are some quick prompts to spark proactive action. Number 1, what am I avoiding that I know matters? Number 2, what would the most proactive version of me do right now? So you're in a situation, you're wondering, maybe it's a crazy situation. You can ask yourself, what would the most proactive version of me do right now? And then the last thing, what's the cost of doing nothing here? So sometimes the cost of doing nothing ends up costing you way more than should you have been proactive.
Maybe that's the motivation you need.
Right there.
We've talked about this recently. We've been in summer mode.
Oh, dude, we're still in summer mode. What you talking about?
We were going to the beach and we are like, I can't think about that till like after the beach.
Right.
So here we are, end of summer. Ugh.
Yeah.
So we talked about, okay, we got to level up all the different organizations, aspects that we're involved in. Most specific, God first, like our church and the roles and positions that we play there. Got to level up. Got to get focused.
True. We got to, man.
This podcast.
Level up.
Right.
Got to.
The Hoover Memorial. We got the 5K coming up August. Like, it's here.
That's it.
What am I leaving out? I'm just all the teaching.
VCS, you're a teacher. Yeah.
So we've been having our meetings and like, okay, got to get our rooms ready and parent orientation this weekend.
Well, shoot, I'm still working on my master's degree. I'll start school. Not only that, by the grace of God, I was selected to be or to represent ASU Mid-South in this Crittenden County leadership cohort for 25, 26 year,
is awesome.
Which is a great opportunity and honor. But is it going to come? Is it going to cost me some time? Right? Like, is there a sacrifice? Of course there is. And so managing all of these things, and of course Heather and I are back to hosting events. And so if you are local, you're listening to this, you need an event. We're doing conferences. You need a conference host, MC, DJ, wedding, all of that stuff.
We're doing conferences. We are partnering alongside those who are
That's
doing the
exactly right. We'll come and help host. That's all of these are hosting services. That's right.
Right.
And so
we're not planning and
no, you plan your own event. You just gotta let me know what you need me to do.
We're planning the 5K right now. That's what we're doing. But no, all these things, like, they're all wonderful, and they're all priorities to us, and I don't want to part with any of them. And we're blessed to be able to be a part of all of them. Yeah. And so it's And relate that to your own life. You've got things. All the things you have.
What are you involved in? All of those things. And ask yourself these questions. And maybe this will spark some ideas for you and how to better prioritize all of the things you're involved in. We know we're not the only ones that have tons of irons in a lot of fires. No. You probably listen to this are just like us and you're involved in multiple things. So how can you relate this to your life? How can you level up? And of course, how can we go on and be the people God has called us to be? So hope you guys were encouraged by that. Episode 102 of the Junto Podcast. That's right, the Together Podcast. We'll see you next time. Be blessed. Thank you for listening to the Junto Podcast. We hope you enjoyed the show. You can find our link to YouTube and social media at juntopodcast.com. Remember to subscribe, like, and follow. Thanks again for listening, and we'll see you next time.